Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday, Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. Grab a cold one. It's Brewsday Tuesday. Brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
Boom. Brewsday Tuesday indeed. It is brought to you by the Southern Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg. I am DreZ. Big Nate sits across from me in the faded Bowie shirt. How long have you had that? Your whole
Uh,
your whole life?
I wish, honestly. I think it's been 2 years.
That's it.
It's easily one of my favorites.
So did it come like secondhand, or is it just like one of
I
those ones that's designed
no,
to look like really old?
it was designed to look really old. This was ordered from the Bowie online store shortly after he passed away, and fun story with it. They sent us the wrong size, so now my 2-year-old son also has a
Oh, nice.
matching David Bowie shirt. It's always fun to pull those out together.
Oh yeah, that is good and that is classic. So it is a Brewsday Tuesday. These beers I've been sitting on for I guess about a month now almost. From Cincinnati, we got Rhinegeist out of Ohio, of course. I just popped their Truth, which is an IP ale. Rare are moments of truth. When you're stuck, the last match, belting out tunes with your friends, staring deep into the campfire, times when you feel infinite. Our truth is found in the long word, brilliance of hops, brewed with a nod to the Pacific hop sizzle, tropic fruit, aroma, grapefruit, and mango notes, and a dry finish. This one's coming in at 7.2%, 75 IBUs.
All right. Well, so first of all, you held your can up, of course, and I noticed, as I always do. It seems like there's a theme going on here because first of all, you get the truth, and it's very similar in design, and I always love that in a can. But this is the Vision, their West Coast style pale ale, and of course, there's a statement to be made here. Take a trip up to the coastline of imagination. This West Coast pale ale seeks insight in clear blue skies, radiant sunsets, walks in the woods, and crashing waves. Vision is packed with intense hop character to inspire, while a clean finish leaves room for daydreams. Good grooves on the horizon. And it's 5.5% ABV. No, as far as I can tell, I don't see it anywhere on the IBUs. I mean, West Coast style pale ale is going to be on the lower side, but also brewed and canned in Cincinnati, Ohio, at Rhinegeist Brewery.
Yes. So I got a variety pack pretty soon after I guess we went to Ohio because I wanted to have something, at the RV or maybe, like a tailgate beer or whatever, although that never actually did come to fruition. But I wanted to have something on stock, on hand, ready to drink. And that's one of the things I've been going for when you're going shopping is looking for those variety packs. If you can find one that has, 2, 3, or, awesomely 4, and sometimes now they even have like 5 variety packs. You can get like those 15 packs where you get three of the same ones of 5 different beers, which is pretty awesome. But this one, I hadn't tried most of their beers, so I figured I'd give it a go. And yeah, while Inkcarceration, I guess we'll do the Inkcarceration show basically because we never really touched on that. I did bring back those quad IPAs from Flying Monkey. Those were from Ohio as well. And again, we didn't go to Cincinnati. I have been to Cincinnati, but I haven't been to Rhinegeist. But we got this 12 pack and figured, I still got some laying around. So I figured I'd save one of each from the 12 pack for the show.
This is the second Cincinnati related beer I've had in my life. Of course, the first being the Bell's Two Hearted tailgating at a Cincinnati Reds game story. But I'm very excited because I like what they got going on here with the cans.
Yeah, Rhinegeist is good, and we'll see. So they're more just kind of standard. I got just a regular IPA, and you have the West Coast style. Next round we are going to be continuing with the IPAs, but they do, they mix it up a little bit. We got a couple of different sort of deals that we can try. But either way, as far as I can't remember, did I touch on the craft beer selection at Inkcarceration?
You did not. You talked about stuff off campus.
Okay. Well, on premises,
That's a better word than campus.
there was
But it's a prison, so that's campus still.
yeah, it was indeed. I need to pull it up because I got to make sure I get it right of what all they had. Um, if memory serves, though, which it definitely serves because it's not hard to remember, they had one craft beer to choose from.
Oh,
And then in the entire festival.
Well, you're incarcerated.
It
think
was
they get that much choice.
It was like being in jail. It really was. All right. So now I'm thinking about all right. So first things first, I'm wearing the incarceration shirt that I chose. After much deliberation, this is the one I went with. It's pretty sweet. You got like I like the colors, very vibrant. You got your orange, your pinks and stuff, and on a black, it looks good. But
that looks like Chad Gray.
Remind me, what are the dates on the hopefully it's got the dates back there. Or maybe it's on the front, actually. But
yeah, there's no dates on the back, just bands.
It must be on the front. Or maybe it just says the year on his knuckles. 2020. Okay. Either way, they had one craft beer. I was going to look it up and say what it was, but now it's probably not worth the time to try and figure that out. But yeah, they only had one, which was a bit disappointing.
What was it?
That's what I was going to do. But now, like I'm saying,
okay.
I was looking up when the actual day of the festival so I could scroll my Untapped and go back to find it. But that's going to be a lot of scrolling as I drink a lot of beer.
See, I've got very limited festival experience, and I feel like I've been spoiled. Ozfest 06, I was 16, so obviously couldn't buy beer there, so it didn't matter. It was whatever you can get your hands on. But Floyd Fest has always been the festival I go to every year, and they always knock it out of the park with beer selection. So I'm always intrigued to know, kind of what these other festivals are doing, like big things like that. Craft beer is a huge portion of the beverage market.
And you'd think like, okay, because I've been to numerous rock festivals, and usually there's, maybe you'd have one at some spots, and then you go and find like the craft beer bar that has like the real selections on draft or whatever the case may be. Not the case. Platform Beers Haze Jude was the one craft beer that they offered. And it wasn't bad. But one thing that did suck was 16-ounce can price.
$12.
That is correct.
Oh.
So I got one day one. I was like, okay, whatever. And then day two, we went over and, figured, okay, I'll grab another one. And BB got a cocktail. And then they told me it was like, it should have been $16 or $26, but it was only $25. I was just like, oh, I saved $1 somehow. And then they pop it and it's only a 12-ounce can instead of a 16-ounce can. I'm like, what? And then I look, oh yeah, they marked it down. It's now just $11, but they ran out of 16-ounce cans, so I'm only doing 12-ounce cans.
That's not how that works.
That doesn't quite proportion
the math
out.
Does not add up.
So honestly, I was just like, what? Like, I'm like, it was a fourth more of the beer yesterday, and what I save $1.
Yeah, that's not gonna fly.
So yeah, I brought it up and I actually wasn't too happy. And then the dude was just like, they actually refunded me and let me keep the beer. So I was like, okay, well,
that's nice.
Threw him a nice little tip after that.
That's good.
But still, I was just like, man, that left a bad taste. Well, it tasted good after that, but I was not happy for a little bit.
No, that's not
until I got that sorted.
That's not a good move, and I feel like, I mean, it's a hard rock festival. We are drinkers by nature. I think it kind of comes with the territory: sex, drugs, rock and roll. Well, I mean, you're kind of skimping out on one of those things there.
Yeah, I don't know. And
how much was it domestic versus like your Bud Lights, your Miller Lights?
I mean, I didn't buy any of those, but I mean, it was probably. I think it was. So I think ours was, the premier beer or whatever. It was 12. So I think the other ones were 10, maybe 9. But I think they were even 10. So I'm like, of course you're going to pay a couple extra bucks for the better beer, but. Either way, I digress. I don't want to dwell on the lack of great, beer selection. I'd rather focus.
Let's talk about the good things, the positives.
Yeah, like the awesomeness. It was just a really cool venue. I mean, like I said, this is where they filmed Shawshank. So we did the tour, and I didn't realize this, but So if you've seen Shawshank Redemption, spoiler alert, kind of not a crazy spoiler, but remember the old guy that was Brooks, the librarian or whatever, and he finally gets out and he goes to like society and stuff, and he stays in like that halfway house. That his halfway house, his room was in the prison. That was also in the prison. Like, so they had the, like, Brooks was here that he carved on like that overhead beam and stuff. I did not realize or know that that was there. So I thought that was a nice little pleasant surprise being in that room, which was pretty cool.
No, I mean, the whole concept is just pretty flawless. I think you kind of get your hands on something like that. It's pretty special, pretty unique. And I think that's something that Danny Wimmer and crew bring to the table with everything they do.
Mm-hmm.
And
so yeah, it was cool. And then they had the tattoo, obviously the ink.
Did you get inked?
We tried.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I actually did. I mean, we took a day or two to think about what we might want to get. And then once we figured that out, I knew it was a long shot to go in on the last day and hope that there was an availability appointment wise. And then when there was inclement weather on the last day and they delayed opening the gates, which of course means people that did have tattoo appointments couldn't get in to do them. And so we went in first thing on Sunday, trying, but obviously there were no available appointments. It was a lost cause.
Do you care to share on air what you were going to get?
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. I guess eventually we might end up getting it or whatever. It was one of those things where you wanted to do it there because that was
little secret. Outside of JT, none of us have tattoos.
Yeah.
And he's just got the animal from the Muppets on his forearm.
Oh, yes. I didn't even really think about it. Yeah. It's funny. I mean, we were thinking about that because we didn't have tattoos. Obviously, even just at your average rock show, even just an average, a lot of people have tattoos. Rock shows, metal shows, even more so. Metal shows at festivals where it is actually a tattoo festival as well. I asked a few people and we came to the conclusion that I would imagine it was probably about 1 out of 20. I think that we were in that 5% rarity of somebody at that festival that had zero tattoos. So we found this cool symbol, the Norse. Oh gosh, it has like a couple different names.
See, it's something that I've put a lot of consideration into, and I've had these ideas for tattoos like all these years. Like I've had, this year I want to get this I want to get this, and like I've put thought into it. Like I've designed several different tattoos for myself, like throughout probably about since I graduated college, and I've never like followed through.
Yeah,
because in the back of my mind is that thought, what if something changes? A lot of mine are things from movies. Like for a while, I wanted to get Alex from A Clockwork Orange, and then on the cover of the book, there's this cool eye that I wanted to get. And it's just like, well, tones and times change, man. Like, so like I've got to truly design something that's spectacular and entirely unique, and I just haven't hit the nail on the head yet.
Yeah. So I mean, I always thought, I figured my first tattoo, because I was so obsessed and engrossed with Nirvana, I figured that, the cross smiley face thing. And then once I found out that my family had a family like crest, like a seal, I thought that was cool. So I figured I would get that, but I wasn't about to get that, because that's going to be more intricate. And, we wanted something simple that could probably actually get done quickly. And it doesn't need, somebody that you could just walk up and do it, because anybody could probably do this tattoo.
Yeah.
Of course, that being said, there were a lot of talent. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody tattoo artists there were very talented. And like, I mean,
I saw some
really
of the pictures. Like there was definitely some cool artwork going on.
Oh yeah, without question.
And I just, and that's another thing to me is like, there are people like, particularly the Maori, who have their tattoos like done by hand with hammer and like I mean, it's not a nail, it's like a whalebone of some sort. And like, that's a lot of dedication. And I feel like we kind of just cheapen the experience and
with the gun.
Yeah. Like, so I don't know. Like,
well, I was also thinking
major commitment.
Well, of course it's a prison. So, you're getting a prison tat, but not really, but it would have been cool if one of them was doing it. Like
they got like a Walkman that they've just modified,
where they're actually using like, like a pen or whatever. And I know that there's ways to make shift, in prison. They even Like I remember somebody was telling me that they've seen it used where like, you know, those little like the little handheld fans, like you take the motor from that and then you do this and that. Like get really crafty in prisons coming up with fun stuff. But the thing that we were looking at was it's called the Web of Weird, which is a Nordic symbol that represents interconnectedness of past, present, and future. So it's just this. I mean, I guess I could try and share screen or something, but you can Google it, look it up. It's just basically, you know, a basic little symbol that it seemed like something that could be done easily, and you know, it's just straight lines, like, and it's just, you know, it's cool. So, but that did not happen. But what are you gonna do?
Have you ever
maybe someday
been in a situation where you're at a party and someone has a tattoo gun and they're giving tattoos?
Yes, and I've never been dumb enough to hop on that, but I
have an interesting story if we've got time.
Maybe we'll save it. Let's untap these beers and maybe you can tell share that little ink story coming up. We are doing Rhinegeist beer, Cincinnati made. I'm drinking the Truth IPA. He's got the West Coast style over yonder. How's the Vision treating you?
Well, I'm glad you handed this to me because I see like crap, but this beer is delicious. I mean, from a packaging standpoint to a drinking standpoint, it's very well executed. Of course, this is coming out of a can, and as we've learned, draft is always better, but it's solid. It's drinkable as a West Coast style. I would grab it if I saw it on the store shelves. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4.25.
Yeah, solid. There's a reason I gave him the West Coast because usually that's not my favorite style of IPA. So I opted for the more typical Truth from Rhinegeist, 7.2%, which is a solid ABV, might I say. A Huck session, as we always like to say it when Huck was around. Solid beer, man. Just a great IPA. This one is probably my favorite out of the variety pack. Although there is something to be said with one of these ones that's coming up. But yeah, man, I thought it was great. Just an easy drinker, tastes just as you'd want from an IPA, tastes just like an IPA. It's got some nice lacing to it. Obviously, it is empty. My glass is totally gone because it goes down easy like a beer should. I'd say it's a 4.5, man. This is good beer. And now we're gonna take a quick break. We'll play a tune. I would say that there was a number of bands that I saw that were awesome, but the standout might have been Korn, because Korn's always a good one.
Korn is always a good choice.
So we'll play some Korn. We'll play the song that BB, it was her very first song that she crowd surfed to. She had never crowd surfed before. So and she was nervous.
That's a story.
She was really nervous about doing it. And then finally she was waiting for a certain song and she was like, look, if they don't play it next, I'm just not gonna do it. I can't do it. And then sure enough,
Kismet.
Freak on a Leash was cued. So we'll bless that one out. We'll come back. We'll drink some more beer and talk a little bit more about Inkcarceration on Brewsday Tuesday right here with 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.